And now, if I might, with the forbearance of my colleagues, speak to one other amendment for a moment. There's an amendment I've introduced that I know may well not get a vote, but I wanted to speak to. It would ensure that as we consider tax reform, we don't forget those most in need of our assistance right now and in the future. The United States was hit very hard by 3 hurricanes and many wildfires this year, and in particular, Puerto Rico, a U.S. territory of 3.4 million people, was devastated by Hurricane Maria, which was wider than the entire island, caused massive damage, and is now resulting in a humanitarian crisis. 3.4 million people is several times more than live in my state of Delaware. It's about the size of Connecticut. And once we get past this initial crisis and restore power, provide clean drinking water, get hospitals functional, and ensure people have housing, then Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and areas of Houston and Texas and Miami and Florida and areas affected by wildfires, all of these other parts of our country will have significant rebuilding needs. We have representatives of the governor of Puerto Rico and the governor himself here on the Hill this week clarifying just how much more will be needed for the Marshall Plan-style investment required to rebuild Puerto Rico. I'm going to be advocating that we provide further support for folks from the Corporation for National and Community Service, AmeriCorps volunteers, NCCC volunteers, thousands of whom have served in response to these emergencies. We're going to need investments for CDBG, for parks, for infrastructure. I wanted to reference, before I hand it over to my colleague from Virginia, a second amendment that would prevent us from moving forward with tax reform until we first provide for the needs of Americans affected by these disasters and emergencies. I wish we would take that up. Let me close by thanking my colleague from Virginia for his long leadership on the issue of responsible fiscal management for our country. With that, I yield the floor.